The Cats of Ulthar by H.P. Lovecraft, 1920. Read by LanternLeaf Audio. Timeless Tales by Lantern Light. It is said that in Ulthar, which lies beyond the river Skai, no man may kill a cat. And this I can verily believe, as I gaze upon him who sitteth purring before the fire. For the cat is cryptic, and close to strange things which men cannot see. He is the soul of antique Egyptus, bearer of tales from forgotten cities in Meroe and Ophir. He is the kin of the jungle's lords, heir to the secrets of hoary and sinister Africa. The Sphinx is his cousin, and he speaks her language. But he is more ancient than the Sphinx, and remembers that which she hath forgotten. In Ulthar, before ever the burgesses forbade the killing of cats, there dwelt an old cotter and his wife, who delighted to trap and slay the cats of their neighbours. Why they did this I know not, save that many hate the voice of the cat in the night, and take it ill that cats should run stealthily about yards and gardens at twilight. But whatever the reason, this old man and woman took pleasure in trapping and killing every cat which came near to their hovel. And from some of the sounds heard after dark, many villagers fancied that the manner of slaying was exceedingly peculiar. But the villagers held tongue and did not meddle because of the habitual expression of the old man's face, and because the cottage was so small and so darkly hidden under spreading oaks at the back of a neglected yard. Much as the owners of cats hated these folk, they feared them more, and instead of berating them as brutal assassins, merely took care that no cherished pet should stray toward the hovel under the dark trees. When through some unavoidable oversight a cat was missed, and sounds heard after dark, the loser would lament impotently, or console himself by thanking fate that it was not one of his children who had vanished. For the people of Ulthar were simple, and knew not whence it is that all cats first came. One day, a caravan of strange wanderers from the south entered the narrow cobbled streets of Ulthar. Dark wanderers they were, unlike the roving folk who passed through the village twice every year. In the marketplace, they told fortunes for silver, and bought gay beads from the merchants. What was the land of these wanderers, none could tell. But it was seen that they were given to strange prayers, and that they painted on the sides of their wagons strange figures with human bodies and the heads of cats, hawks, rams, and lions. And the leader of the caravan wore a headdress with 2 horns, and a curious disc betwixt the horns. There was in this singular tribe a little boy with no father or mother, but only a tiny black kitten to cherish. The plague had not been kind to him, yet had left him this small furry thing to mitigate his sorrow. And when one is very young, one can find great relief in the lively antics of a black kitten. On the 3rd morning of the wanderer's sojourn in Ulthar, a little boy could not find his kitten. And as he sobbed aloud in the marketplace, certain villagers told him of the old man and his wife, and of the sounds heard in the night. When he heard these things, his sobbing gave place to meditation, and finally to prayer. He stretched out his arms toward the sun, and prayed in a tongue which no villager could understand. Though indeed, the villagers did not try very hard to understand, since their attention was mostly taken up by the sky and the odd shapes which the clouds were assuming. It was very peculiar, but as the little boy uttered his petition, there seemed to form overhead the shadowy, nebulous figures of exotic things, of hybrid creatures crowned with horn-flanked discs. That night the wanderers left Ulthar and were never seen again, and the householders were troubled when they noticed that in all the village there was not a cat to be found. From each hearth the familiar cat had vanished, cats large and small, black, grey, striped, yellow and white. All were gone. Old Cranon, the burgomaster, swore that the dark folk had taken the cats away in revenge for the killing of the boy's kitten. But Nith, the lean notary, declared that the old cotter and his wife were more likely persons to suspect, for their hatred of cats was notorious and increasingly bold. Still, no one durst complain to the sinister couple. Even when little Atal, the innkeeper's son, vowed that he had at twilight seen all the cats of Ulthar in that accursed yard under the trees, pacing very slowly and solemnly in a circle around the cottage, two abreast as if in performance of some unheard-of rite of beasts. The villagers did not know how much to believe from so small a boy, and though they feared the evil pair had charmed the cats to their death, they preferred not to chide the old couple, till they met the cats themselves. That night, no cats yowled in the streets, and the old cotter and his wife were seen to buy an unusually ample supply of milk at the inn. The next day, the people noticed that the cats had all come back, for there was none missing. From each hearth, large and small, black, grey, striped, yellow and white, none was absent. But the silent creatures were seen to be limping, and some were sore with strange wounds. And though they did not once permit themselves to be stroked or fed, they followed all their masters and mistresses, and slept from dusk till dawn in their accustomed places. That was very peculiar, but the villagers noticed that the cats had not much appetite, and seemed to dislike the dairy food given them. And then it was that the villagers noticed that the house under the dark trees was tenantless. They hastened nervously to the door, and found no one within. Only a half of a small gnawed bone was found in the corner, and a pot of foul water had been spilled on the floor. The dishes unwashed, and the meal uneaten, proclaimed the sudden departure of the occupants. There was no whisper of them again. Since that year the villagers took it as a law that no man may kill a cat in Ulthar, and this law they ever afterwards scrupulously observed. For the cat is cryptic, and close to strange things which men cannot see. He is the soul of antique Egyptus, bearer of tales from forgotten cities in Meroe and Ophir. He is the kin of the jungle's lords, heir to the secrets of hoary and sinister Africa. The Sphinx is his cousin, and he speaks her language, but he is more ancient than the Sphinx, and remembers that which she hath forgotten. Read by LanternLeaf Audio.